let's say if I give you a billion dong, right? What you should not put it in the bank. What you should do is you should spend it, right? Go out, have wild parties, go out to the finest restaurant, hang out with the hottest girl, fuck them all, right? Fuck all the hot girls, right? So at least when you finish spending all that money, you have stories. When you're old, one day you can look back into your life and say, Tom gave me $1 billion and I fucked a lot of girls. I ate at really nice restaurants. At least you have something to remember by, right? Money is fucking useless until you use it. So what I'm going to share with you today is going to be somewhat controversial. You may not even like what I'm saying, but what I'm telling you today is 100% entirely true, alright? So let's say if I give you $1 billion dong, or even 10 billion dong, or even 100 billion dong, okay, that's a lot of money, but you put that money in the bank, right? So after 30 years, do you think that money will be worth a lot to you still? No, because of inflation, that money in 20 or 30 years will be worth almost nothing. Now, I want you to think about 20 years ago. Maybe in Vietnam, Doi Moi just occurred. If you had like 100 million dong, man, you were rich, right? You had a lot of money. You can probably buy the best things in the city, and you can probably hang out with the hottest girls, or you can get her to ride on your motorbike and shit like that. But 100 million dong today is nothing, right? 100 million dong today, you cannot even buy a car. I mean, you cannot even buy a house, but 100 million dong back 30 years ago is a lot of money. And that is inflation, right? Inflation basically is government printing a lot of money, and when there's a lot more money in the economy, the value of money goes down. And the reason why every government in the world does that is because they want to make people work. So if you have money and you put it in the bank and you want to live off the interest, well, that's not gonna happen. The government's gonna print a lot of money so that the money you have in the bank will lose its value. So what the government really wants you to do is go into the workforce and start working, because you cannot live on your money, right? If everybody can live on their money, there'll be no workers, there'll be no people in the economy working. And that's why every country is looking at, they want 2 to 3% of inflation every single year. They don't want a lot. They don't want 5 or 10% inflation. That's too much. But they want 2 to 3% inflation in the economy, so that will push everybody, all of us, including you, to continue to work every day, every week, every month, every year for the rest of your fucking lives. And there's no way to get out of it. This is the system. The system is designed in a way that will make people poor. Every day you're getting poorer because of inflation. Inflation makes you poor. Again, this is desirable because this will push everybody to work in the economy so that everybody will be productive and produce something. So I want you to imagine, like, if there's a button, all right? If there's a button that you can press, there's a button that you can press. When you press that button, everyone in the world gets 10 billion dong, right? Or maybe even 100 billion dong. They can get a lot of money. That's great, right? Everybody has 100 billion dong. Nobody has to work anymore. In fact, if you have 100 million dong, you probably want to buy 15 cars, 2 villas. You probably want to hire servants. You want people to like wash your floor and wash your car, and people that give you massage, right? You probably want that when you have 100 billion dong. But the problem is everybody in the world has 100 billion dong, right? So why should they work for you? They have 100 billion dong too, right? So when you have 100 billion dong and everybody has 100 billion dong, then what happens? Nobody wants to do anything. Nobody's gonna work for you. That 100 billion dong is worth nothing. So you get me? So this is not what governments want. This is not what the economy wants. The economy wants poor people. They want select people to be rich. They want most of us to be poor. Otherwise, there's nobody working. If everybody was rich, then who's gonna work? The economy is designed in a way that there are few people that hold a lot of money, and the people that hold a little money will work for the people that hold a lot of money. And this is how we get the economy going. This is how we get productivity. This is how we get things done. It's not good or bad. It's not evil or good. It's just the way it is. So the only way, if you want to get out of the cycle of poverty, if you want to be the few that hold the power, you want to be the few that control the people that are poor, well, what you need to do at the very basic level is to improve your skills. Use the money that you have now, invest into building your new skills. Maybe it's Excel, maybe it's learning a new programming language, maybe it's to learn a new photo editing or video editing skills, maybe it's to learn a new language, like I'm talking about English, French, Chinese, Japanese, right? Increase your abilities. And when you increase your abilities, then you will have opportunity. Let's say if you have let's say $1 billion, right? Let's say I give you $1 billion, and you can choose what to do with that $1 billion, right? You can choose to invest that money into yourself, increase your skills, learn new skills, and then you can go out into the marketplace and make more money, and maybe eventually one day start your own business and so on and so forth, make even more money. You can do that. Or you can spend the money. You can buy a car, you can hang out with girls, you can buy a cool motorbike, you can like drink a lot of beer, or like fine cognac, right? You can do whatever you want. But the thing is, now this is very important, the money, when you put it in the bank, it does nothing. The money in the bank is fucking useless, because when you put the money in the bank, that money will only depreciate because of inflation. In 30 years, that money, the $1 billion that I give you, will be worth nothing. So instead, I don't want you to put the money in the bank. What I want you to do is spend that money on like improving your skill set. If you're the kind of guy or girl that want to improve yourself, that want to make more of yourself, want to be the top few and not the many poor, then you need to improve your skills. You need to invest into your skills, learn new skills, take on new projects, impress your boss, do things to improve your life, right? But if you're not that kind of person, because you're a fucking lazy bum or you're a fucktard, let's say if I give you $1 billion, right? Well, you should not put it in the bank. What you should do is you spend it, right? Go out, have wild parties, go out to the finest restaurant, hang out with the hottest girl, fuck them all, right? Fuck all the hot girls, right? So at least when you finish spending all that money, you have stories. When you're old, one day you can look back into your life and say, Tom gave me $1 billion, and I fucked a lot of girls. I ate at really nice restaurants. At least you have something to remember by, right? Money is fucking useless until you use it. But the question is how you're gonna use it. Are you gonna use it on like fucking girls, or are you gonna use it, or boys? I don't know what you like, but or are you gonna use it on improving yourself? I know how I use my money. I'm making fucking videos. I would never thought I'll be a YouTuber like 20 years ago, right? But I know how to use my money. I use my money on my boat, on my cars, on my villa, on my apartments, on my business, right? I use money. I don't let the money sit in the bank. The money that I have must be productive for me. And when I go to a restaurant, it has to be El Gucho, it has to be Yosemite Sky 77, it has to be something nice, because I gotta make that money work for me, right? So what I'm really trying to say is that inflation is the killer of dreams. Inflation is what makes you poor, and if you're smart, you gotta learn how to use money. And if you're a capable guy, and if you want more, then learn new skills, develop your career. But if you're a fucking lazy fucktard, at least use the money for something useful, like get laid, or drink lots of like good alcohol or whatever, right? But at least you can get something out of it. But when you put the money in the bank, that's the dumbest thing to do, because inflation will make you poor. All right, I hope it's making sense, but I tell you the fucking reality. I tell you what is the truth. All right, this is the fucking matrix. Right, we're living in the matrix, and I'm telling you the rules of this matrix. The rules of this matrix is that inflation is there, and it's gonna make everybody poor. And there's only gonna be a select few people that have money, and most of the population are gonna be poor. And only when that happens, people work. All right, that's the way it is. I'm sorry if that hurts you. I'm sorry that if that hurts your sensibilities, but that's the way it is. All right, take some fucking action. You know, decide what you're gonna do with your money, with your life, and don't be a fucktard.